All right, I want to make this brief. We've been doing a lot these past couple of years, been expanding with America, so let's go, Tim, go with you first.
What is this so-called foreign policy?
Well, our foreign policy right now is how we are interacting with other countries. A good example would be the current war we have going with Spain, where we are piecing up those Spaniards, pretty quickly. All right, James?
Can you tell me a little bit about the Spanish-American War and the sensationalism with the yellow journalism and what President McKinley did with Congress?
Well, I can't divulge too many details, but there may or may not be a connection with the press and the government. And the press may or may not have backed us into a corner with Spain. Of course, when the Maine blew up, we had to go to war because they attacked us. Now, those reports that it may have not been an act of terrorism on the part of the Spanish, of course, those are unfounded. It was definitely terrorism. But we have since reacted and sent troops to Cuba, led by Teddy Roosevelt and others like John J. Pershing, who will be in the First World War too, but I don't know about that because it's 1896 apparently. And so after that, we're going to win here in about, say 2 months, and we're going to get Guam and Puerto Rico and Cuba and probably the Philippines after we're done. Let's go Teresa.
I'm sorry. Who are these Rough Riders?
Oh, Teresa. Well, first off, you have a very hoarse, mannish voice. These Rough Riders are the personal unit of Teddy Roosevelt that he led. I see a bright future. Man, maybe even a vice president spot. Who knows? That mustache is glorious, too. He's a good-looking man, and I'm saying that from a completely masculine point of view. Let's go with Dawn.
What happened with these imperialists?
Imperialists, like Alfred Thayer Mahan. He's the head of the Navy here. We just want to expand America to make a better America and bring all the good things about America, like truth, justice, and the American way, to these uncivilized peoples all around the globe. And I'm definitely not judging when we're also uncivilized. Clementine.
What happened to these anti-imperialists?
Well, those cowards think America, being the former colonies, should not colonize others. Like that's hypocritical or something. George.
Can you tell me about Stanford Dole in Hawaii?
Oh, that joker over there, man. Dole, so get this. Dole disposes the queen, Liliuokalani. Say that 5 times fast if you can. So he gets Queen Lily, and he declares himself president of bananas. But anyways, he declares himself president and then says, hey, U.S., I want to be part of you. And we're like, buddy, you stole that. But of course, we're at war with Spain now, so we're like, yeah, come on over. Couple more here. Timothy.
Can you tell me about John Hay and the open door policy?
Oh, well, John here, John there. The open door policy is, when we went over to China, we told them you're going to trade with everybody. And then our British cousins and our German friends tried to muscle up on us. And we basically America'd them, and they backed down because...
Can you explain the Boxer Rebellion?
Oh, the Boxer Rebellion. Yeah, the Boxers were the Kung Fu group. And they thought they could use traditional weapons against our machine guns. And they were all like, wah! And we were like, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. It didn't end well for them. Got a couple more. Balake.
What is the importance of the Panama Canal Zone?
Oh, well, Panama. I was hoping you weren't going to ask that one. That's a little embarrassing. We may or may not have got Panama to start a revolution where the only casualty may have been a donkey and steal themselves from Colombia. And now we have spent 10 years, or we're going to in the future, because obviously I can see that, because once again it's 1896, and they're going to build a canal to connect the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean, and improve travel times drastically, even cut them in half. All right. Do we need anyone else have any questions? All right, let's go. Oshak Hennessy.
Can you tell me, when we intervened in the Caribbean, why did that become the American lake, and what is the big stick policy?
All right, so in a few years, Teddy Roosevelt's going to become president, and he is going to feel that America is the #1 country on this side of the world. And so he calls it the American Lake because we're in charge of it. And the big stick is the Navy. And we'll hit you with it if you get out of line or you don't have any home training. All right, gentlemen, and Teresa, it's been a pleasure. Any other questions can be submitted to the press office. And why do we have a camera here? It's 1896.